Sectional Saturday on W7 Live. Don't worry, we're early. We're way early, but wanted to come on and do a little pre-game. I'm actually in Mishicot this morning. I was telling the players this, and I told Coach Connor this, that I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and said, this whole scheduling thing is really unfortunate because, I really want to see the Mishicot kids because, we've done a lot with Mishicot, and, I feel like, I've been there for their whole season, and I, want to be here on a day like this for them. And I said, well, the game at Germantown doesn't start till 4 o'clock, so, no reason I can't go up at 8 o'clock in the morning and drive up there and surprise them. And did that, and we're actually at the gym now. They had breakfast this morning at the Detour, which just such a great place. It does such a nice job. It's such a great kind of community hub here. And
yeah,
it's
tremendous supporter of a lot of Mishicot athletics.
And W7 too.
W7, yeah, absolutely.
So we're thrilled to do that, and we're going to talk a little bit about today's game. Also, we're just doing a quick equipment check. Connor, I'm telling you, he's got this stuff down. I mean, I'll send you guys. I'll put a picture out of this. I mean, it looks like the ESPN sports desk at like the Final Four going on here. It's got the whole curved desk thing going. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Hey, big time game, big time.
I love it, man.
Setup.
I love it. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I mean, that's what makes it fun, right? I mean, and we've talked about this. I mean, it's a big deal. To the girls because we make it a big deal, right? I mean, we want them to know that it's a big thing. So just testing out a couple different things here. But let's talk about today's game a little bit, Coach, and get your thoughts. So sectional finals, Randolph coming in to play Mishicot. What do we know about Randolph, first of all?
Yeah, well, Randolph is a young team. They've got no seniors on the roster. They're led by 32 Jory Bawalda and also her sister, 22 Presley Bawalda. Jory the junior, Presley is the junior. Jory is the sophomore. So those two are going to get the focus of the Mishicot defense. Jory comes in averaging 17.2 points a game. Presley averaging 10. Tremendous presence inside there for Jory. So it'll be interesting matchups here with Kylie Schmidt from Mishicot, Desiree Kleiman from Mishicot. Maybe even see some minutes for Caitlin Callahan and a Lacey Tauschik, depending on foul trouble. Something to go in there and match the physicality and inside presence.
For Mishicot, we talked about this. I think they've got a couple of advantages, right? I mean, one is it's their home floor, and the coaches have been pretty straightforward. We want it to be the same as consistent. We want it to feel the same as any other kind of game day type experience, and as same as last year again. So I think they got that going for them. And then number two is, they've played this game before. They played a sectional final last year. They know what's at stake. They're not going to come in wide-eyed and, have the moment be too big for them.
No, and I think big thing this year is that the game's at home, like you mentioned. Last year Mishicot was already on the road. We were on the bus. We were headed out of town, halfway down to Hartford, and looking to make a stop and just get some shooting in somewhere. But if you're Randolph too, with the reshuffling of the deck, these are two teams that greatly benefited from that. Traditionally, Randolph, had they been in a regional final game, that's against the Division V Blackhawk. So depending on the shuffling of the deck, how much shuffling was or wasn't, got done, they're sectional. If they were left in Division V, maybe they would have to be going to a Blackhawk today. Not that Mishicot is, that far behind Blackhawk, but when you're a Randolph, I don't have to go through Blackhawk. Last year, I believe it was like a 71-26 regional final loss for the Rockets against Blackhawk. There they got on the road, little south of Fond du Lac, had to go to Blackhawk. So they are, kind of well versed in these long travel games a little bit here of these big games, especially going on the road. So I fully expect them to kind of come in with. Sometimes that youthfulness could benefit it because you
don't know what you don't know, right?
You don't know what you don't know, exactly. You just go out there and, hey, they're coming in, probably playing the underdog card, and just put some shots up, go rebound. Everybody's probably expecting them to lose, except for the kids in the locker room and the coaching staff, and obviously their parents and everybody up in the stands. So you go out there and you play the game and see what happens.
Well, and you know this firsthand. I mean, that can be a really bonding experience. If you look at the state semifinals last year when you guys played Melrose Mindoro, I mean, honestly, nobody gave you guys a chance in that game. I mean, nobody thought it was going to be close. I mean, Melrose Mindoro has been there several times, and they were expected to kind of cap off their dynasty last year and just dispatch you guys and then hopefully get past Aquinas for once. But it didn't work out that way, and I think playing that disrespect card and you guys really brought your team together.
Yeah, it definitely did, and especially that morning when everything got pared down to 88 fans. Like, it just really, I'm sure just like much of the other teams that were in that same boat as us, getting the news that, we're only going to go 88 fans, things like that. Kids were heartbroken, but like you said, that bonding, it just brings them a little bit together and said, all right, it's just now going to be another game. Let's go out there and play and see what happens.
Well, speaking of attendance, what do the numbers look like here today? It looks like, both bleachers are pulled out, and we were at Germantown for their sectional semifinals, and I was shocked how many people were there. Was a lot of people there. I would expect we're going to see a lot of people here today.
Yeah, we've got the bleachers behind the benches are going to be for the student sections. Looks like Randolph has had some great attendance at games this postseason. I was looking at their Twitter account, and at one point they said there was over 110 tickets were still available for one of their regional games. But I know that all the tickets are spoken for. It's going to be a hard one to get. If you got one, you're lucky to be in the building. Probably looking at 88 to 100 tickets per team here today, so somewhere around that.
Still pretty limited though.
Yeah, still, and that, that's what the WIA suggested, at a minimum of 4 for the traveling parties. So each team is going to basically, you got a maximum of 22 on your traveling party, times that by 4 at 88, and I think that's what they're sitting at, and then a couple of administrators and things like that to help with crowd control and patrolling, things like that. So like I said, somewhere in that 88 to 100 range is going to be my guess for each team. Okay. For each team. Yeah, so we'll be looking at 160 to 200 in here, which is still, I would love to see the 1,600 that it can hold, but right around that 10 to 15% capacity, kind of what everybody's doing around.
It'll be loud, though, won't it?
It will be loud, absolutely. 100% it'll be loud. I know, like I said, watch some Randolph film. Their student section is loud and involved in the game. Their parents are loud in a very supportive and positive way. Mishicot parents as well. So I hopefully.
Well, Mishicot parents are nuts. So.
Yeah, they are the good nuts, right, Gary?
The good nuts.
Yep. And
we love our crazy sports moms.
Yep. Hopefully we can get some more of the student section. They were here for that sectional semifinal game. I'm not sure if they'll make the trip. I know some of the girls were able to get some tickets to go to the boys' game last night, their regional game last night. So hopefully we can get some of those kids in there as well. So
3 o'clock. You guys are going on air 2:30.
Yeah, we're going to shoot for
2:15
pregame.
It's like a Super Bowl pregame around here.
Yep.
So 2:15 pregame, Mishicot and Randolph. Andy Scarda will have the play-by-play, and Coach Du Bois will be chiming in, and Derek Tauschik doing all the stats for us today. Big thanks to Derek for that. And also just got to say big thanks to Terry Risch for her support of W7 and what she's done for Mishicot Athletics. And this goes for all of our athletic directors. I mean, they've pulled off nothing short of a miracle this year in being able to make these seasons happen. And I've said it 100 times. I'll say it once more. If you have to say who are the unsung heroes of the 2021 season, to me, it's every athletic director in the state.
It's the athletic director. I'm going to go with their secretaries as well.
Yes. The athletics department.
The reschedules and hey, you know what? I know normally, like I take a Verona for an instance, or a Sun Prairie. Hey, I know we normally don't play up at Appleton East, or wherever, but hey, we can get a game there.
Right.
Okay, let's get a bus and let's book it and let's go. You know what I mean? So yeah, all those athletic directors and the athletic departments that were, from teams that played 6 games in the regular season to ones that got, pushed to that 20 to 24 margin. Like you said, nothing but a miracle to get that off this year. Tremendous accomplishment.
So at 4 o'clock will be Germantown, Kimberly, Ed Rowie, and Ron Gavinsky on the call there. I'm going to be at Kimberly for that game, so I'm here until probably noonish or so, and then take off and head over to Kimberly and get ready for our game there. I'll tell you what, I hope we do half as good a job on the setup as you guys have here. I mean, this is really, really neat. I mean, the kids are going to get the full experience today. And Randolph, I don't think Randolph knows what W7 is about yet. You're going to find out here pretty soon. I mean, it's
well, that's why we got here a little bit early, so we set up so that we can spend a little time with them, when they get here off the bus. Hopefully, if they see this, we can spend a little time just talking with their coaching staff, just get to know them a little bit better, so we can continue to not only promote Mishicot athletics, but also the Randolph Rockets.
And for those of you from Randolph tuning in, I mean, Mishicot sponsored this broadcast, so it's going to be a Mishicot call, but don't for 1 second think that we don't support the Randolph girls. We absolutely do. We're going to be excited for them as well, and it's good. It's going to be a great day, and we're going to celebrate girls basketball, and that means Randolph and Mishicot both. So Randolph, you're not on the outside looking in. You guys are right in the middle with us. You're part of the family, so welcome. And we look forward to bringing your game live today to friends and family from around the state and around the country. And believe it or not, we've actually had people check in from around the world. I mean, it's these kids know everybody.
Hey, I know the Buwalda sisters, and then their cousin Riley Alvin. They got grandparents down in Florida, so I guarantee you, hopefully they're checking into the broadcast today. So hopefully they share that with their link with their grandparents down in Florida. And that's Randolph. Kind of down there south of Fond du Lac, a little bit area. That's kind of between you and I, Gary.
It is.
And this is a young team on the rise that I expect that's going to be around for the next 2 to 4 or 5 years. So I maybe see 1 or 2 more trips to maybe Randolph. Not more. Add them to the schedule.
If they will have us, in Randolph, we would definitely look at seeing if we could put that together and coming down to a game next year at Randolph. In fact, from Economowoc, our athletic director is the all-time leading scorer in boys basketball history at Randolph. So that's where he went to high school.
There you go, small world.
Yep, Kevin Flegner, athletic director at Economowoc, a Randolph alum. So that's our Randolph connection today. So we're going to let you guys go, but again, we wanted to just check in. And I'm up here at Mishicot, and I'll head over to Kimberly right after this. We're documenting all of this today and putting it into an episode of My Game Day that's going to be coming out probably the next couple weeks or so that just shows our entire day today. It's going to be a crazy, crazy day. So these guys will see you at 2:15. I'll see you guys probably around 3:30 or so as we get ready for Kimberly and Germantown. You can watch both. You can watch either one. You can watch them all 100% live, 100% free. Productionsw7.com/live or YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. I mean, pick your poison, right? Until then, for Connor DuBois, Gary Whipperman, I want to thank you guys for all your support this year. It's hard to believe this is our last broadcast of the year, but, that's where we are. So we will look forward to seeing you guys this afternoon. Have a great rest of your morning. We'll talk to y'all soon. How about now? How about